Salute, salute, salute. You already know the vibes. Welcome to On Go. I'm Uda. I already know y'all on go. We don't on go together, so we ain't got to get into that, right? You already know. Diddy trial, unfiltered reaction to Cassie Jane Doe, the jury, Puffy, Queen Shiba Darling breakdown and reaction. We're gonna break this down. First of all, shout out to Queen Shiba Darling, a most definite brilliant mind. You know what I'm saying? People that I've seen at the court, you know what I mean? And one day one of her videos passed by me, you know what I'm saying, and I watched it. And when I watched it, I was hooked on the video. I can't even lie to you, I was hooked. And you know what I mean, she's a really great mind. You know what I mean? Getting to listen to people, you hear people's backgrounds, you get to hear who she is and stuff like that. And one day after I saw her video, though, I grabbed for her one day. I was like, nah, come. No, come. She was on the line. It was the morning. You remember, it was morning one day straight. You know what I'm saying? She was on the line. You already know. And she's on the line to go in Diddy's court. So, you know, you can't be playing around with your spot on the line when you go into Diddy court. And they not on the outside part. She was on the part when you about to go right into the court. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, come. Nah, y'all got to hold her spot. I don't care if I got to up it, I'm upping it. But I need her to come over here by the front door, wherever I'm doing this video at in the front, and just talk about something real quick. Whatever it was, can't remember. But I most definitely wanted, you know what I mean, her mind to be on my channel. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Queen Shiba. She's most definitely a dope queen. So yeah, we're going to get into the screen share, right? We're going to break it down. Hold up, let's do this one, right, bang. So we're gonna take a listen, you know what I mean? Because what this live that she did, right? As you can see, the title of her stream, and she was doing this from a woman's perspective as well. And but her perspective wasn't just about a woman's perspective. I think it was just a real perspective. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not about it being a man's perspective or a woman's perspective. But you know, at times we do need that as well. You know what I mean? We need a man's perspective, we need a woman's perspective, but sometimes our perspective is so broad that it reaches both or it reaches many. You know what I'm saying? So I think she made a lot of great points on this stream right here. And yeah, I think y'all should all watch it on your own time because it's about a 2-hour stream. So I'm just gonna go into a little bit. I might just pick a random spot like I got it there. I'm just gonna press play. I can't mess with her. You know what I'm saying? I can pick anywhere on it. Look, random spot. We're gonna take it from right there with the queen, and we're gonna see how she kicking, what she kicking. And let's just take a lesson and let's just see what she's talking about. You feel me?
She starts to say, I just want to chill. I just want a little bit of a love, affection. I don't like you putting your hands on me. That would be some of it too. You know what? But a lot of the times with Cassie's communication, and there could be more that they did not show in the courtroom, a lot of the times with Cassie's communication with Diddy, she initiated the communication regarding the free cause. She was not only explicit with Diddy, she was also explicit with the male escorts. And that's my perspective, a woman's perspective. And that's why I say this conversation isn't for everybody. That's why I don't know if it was the right choice for her to go. And I understand the courage that it takes. That's a lot of exposing of your personal life. That's a lot of risk, right? That many people probably can't and would not be willing to do. But at the end of the day, let's say, and we all have to agree, Cassie received her restitution. Cassie received $20 million as she should have. I'm not against that. But my heart worries for her because if your sexual desire is that, getting married and having children won't change that. Y'all, it ain't no different than men that are caught up in scandals, that are priests, pastors. They got wives at home. They got babies at home. And come to find out, he's a sex addict. Women can be sex addicts too. I'm not calling her that. I don't know if she's been diagnosed with that, but based on the evidence, for me, that's what it appears to be. And if I have to compare that, and if the shoe were on the other foot, and we look at men that start off like that with a huge sexual appetite from a very young age, it's hard to rehabilitate that even after marriage, even after kids. You hear stories of the
Making valid points that I made in my stream to say, you know what I mean? If you, once you go past a certain place actually, you know what I mean? I've been saying these things on my stream, you know what I'm saying? Do you ever go back to that? You know what I'm saying? Like regular, like Diddy, right? Let's take Diddy in instance, right? Diddy want to do the FOs, right? And this is how you on it, right? The oil up and all that, right? After you're doing the FOs and you're doing the stuff you're doing, right? The regular, first of all, he's just doing this anyway, right? But I'm just saying, the regular you and me, the personal thing, that's like whack, right? You done doing all of this, bro. You doing this for 70 hours, 70 something hours. You're doing this probably 4 days. On one occasions, on the New Year's, she said they did it 4 days. So the longest FO is 4 days. It's usually 3 days long, which is the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a 3 day long weekend. Feel me? Freak off. It's crazy. Salute to all of y'all. Y'all make sure y'all dropping likes in the building. I'm going to do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll real quick. But let's take a listen to the queen and see what she's talking about.
these men going out, getting caught, doing things. Mary Willis says, oh my God, I'm so proud of you and your channel. So my heart, I'm mad at her parents. I know they were extorted of $20,000 and it was sent back. But you could have stopped all that shit before it started if parents step up and be parents. You put your daughter in harm's way when you didn't confront a man who was 10 years her senior, and you turned a blind eye and you didn't do anything to save her when she needed you the most. Kids, let me tell you something. I'm a behavioral health product, and I develop and design mental health products for the healthcare market globally and nationally. Okay. But my background is in organizational psychology. And a lot of times when we're in those rooms and we're talking product development, they're always focusing on the adults. I say, you ain't got nothing for kids. By the time an adult needs therapy, years and years and years and years and years have gone by of the impact of the trauma that they've incurred as a child. So if you're going to get in and intervene, start developing things for children. But you know why they don't? Because it don't make money. It doesn't make money. So with Cassie was felt from an early age. So it's easy for anybody to come in and pick off with a first predator left off. Diddy, you was too old to be dating her, but she was legal, but you were too old, but she was legal. Does that make sense? My concern for Cassie is if she doesn't get therapy for what appears to be a sex addiction, I'm not sure how she's going to navigate in that marriage. And I'm also not sure if she won't repeat, maybe not to the extent of the freak off, but if she won't repeat some of the same mistakes that she's made. I don't even know. And I think out loud and I'm like, is one man enough? Have you been so exposed to such a variety of sex? Because some of y'all say, I wouldn't marry a man that's done this and this and that. Because I could never what? I could never please him. Shit, all the stuff he's had, little old me. And that's my worry and that's my fear for her. A child, a husband doesn't heal you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Whether you agree or disagree, y'all know damn well what I'm talking about. The perfect job doesn't take away what happened in your childhood. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. So Cassie, at a young age, was exposed to some things that she probably was not or needed to be exposed to. Number one. Number two, I blame her parents. Number three, what Diddy did to her. Let's just talk about it. Physically. I don't know if you can do that in Texas. You would have got your ass toe up. We would have came looking for you. And I'm going to get into Diddy. I want to save him for last. So that's where I'm at with Cassie. Now I want to get into Jane Doe. And I want to jump right in with Jane Doe because there was a couple of times that she broke down on the witness stand. And I remember the first time she did, my heart broke for her. My heart broke for Jane Doe hearing her And the reason why my heart broke for her is not because I thought,
What I also took from Jane Doe, right? Because I gauged everybody by Cassie. You feel me? I gauged everybody by Cassie. So when Cassie testified, right, I thought Cassie was a credible witness, right? But I felt there was some, I thought she lied in some things too, but I still thought she was a credible witness. But Cassie went up there, right? Cassie was with Diddy for like 10, 11 years. Okay. Had the closest connection to Diddy. Cassie cried at times, right? But she held it throughout the testimony. But then I seen like Capricorn Clark, she cried more than Cassie. And certain people was crying more than Cassie. After Cassie, I'm like, because I watch everything. I'm in the case. I was there every day inside the court. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, So she was one of the first people that was crying before more than Cassie. And I said that. That's why I was screaming, yo, Diddy, did you do it the Capricorn too, allegedly? And I screamed it out one day, and Diddy called me back allegedly when I was on phone. Remember, I was outside the court. But I thought about it. But then when Jane spoke and when Jane's testimony, she cried a lot. She cried a lot through it. You know what I'm saying? And Jane wasn't as close to Diddy as Cassie was. To me, Cassie wanted to be the main person, which she was in a way, right? But everybody wanted the ring, which she probably got that, probably, but she never got to be his wife. You know what I mean? But she like some like that in a sense, right? But Jane is more of like a regular, like a more of a side thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like my shorty type thing. You know, you got beef. I got beef with your ex. Your ex don't like me. I mean, so it's just a little more technical with me and you. You see what I'm saying with the Jane? But the way that Jane testifies, she testifies my significant other. This is my man. This is my like my significant other. You know what I'm saying? Was it that though? That's one of the questions. Was it that in a relationship? If a person calling you talking about, yo, you my crack pipe and all this other stuff, what are you talking about? Why would you want somebody to call you this? A crack pipe, bro? Of all things on earth, a crack pipe. She come back like, oh my goodness, that's so cute. That's it. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
she was a victim of Diddy's. I thought she was a victim of herself as a woman. In my opinion, her tears was because she felt herself. Her tears were because she let herself down and she found herself in a situation that many women.
Teenagers are building businesses with AI while the only AI you know is ChatGPT.
Is I bent over backwards for a man that I thought loved me and a man that I was willing to do anything for. And come to find out, that's just not the way men are built. You can jump to the moon and back and pussy pop on a handstand. That's not going to make him love you. You can drop everything, put your child in daycare, fly to the moon and back, be ready at the push of a button. That's not going to make him love you. And I think in that moment on the witness stand, Jane does what every woman has come to realization with at least one time in her life. Number one, I stayed too long. I stayed too long. Number two, I'm ashamed of everything I've done in exchange for love. Number three, I thought he loved me. And number four, I'm supposed to love myself more than this. I think Jane Doe's tears were not only for her engagement with Diddy, but her engagement in the industry. I think she also cried for every year that she's lost in the industry as a alleged call girl, as a woman who didn't put herself first, as a woman who would tuck her son away to come and participate in sex nights and hotel nights. I understand that type of pain. Now, I never did that, but as a woman, I understand that. And that's why today's conversation is called A Woman's Perspective. She cried because she let herself down. She cried because she felt herself. She cried because she set the bar too low for herself. I understand that. But there has to be a level of responsibility and accountability. I've stayed too long. I remember I dated a guy for 7 years. And one day I woke up, I was like, that man ain't gonna marry you. You can go on trip. That man is, if that man wanted you, if that man was going to marry you, he was going to marry you. And I decided that day, I said, I got to get out of this. I didn't have no ill will about it. And I said, when I get my shot to go, and I mean my heart shot, I wasn't talking about a physical exit because you got to prepare for that type of disconnect. I'm out. And the day I'm out, it had nothing to do with him, y'all. I didn't blame him for tricking me. I looked at myself. And that's why I can recognize, I said, she woke up. She look at herself every day. Beautiful woman, stunning woman, but she don't even know who she is. She's a shell of what she used to be. Come on, y'all, don't act like I'm tripping. And that's what I mean. Women lie. But if we start taking responsibility and accountability, and if we start talking more honestly and openly and say, I failed myself, fuck, shit, girl, I stayed too long. And because I stayed too long, I start acting like a fool. I start doing things I would have never done. That's on me. First time on you, the second time is on me. We do stay too long, but the longer you stay, the more of yourself you lose. The more of yourself you lose. And she lost herself, but she lost herself before she got to Diddy. If you think about who she's been with in the industry. So these are not, and I'm not making, like I said, he's up. I'm coming to Diddy next. I got to cover everybody. She's disappointed in herself. She was thinking about her reputation, and she was probably thinking about, where do I go from here? She said she's healthy. She believes in health and wellness. I believe her when she says that. She eats well, she works out, but somewhere, somehow, some way, the money, the fame, and the man became more valuable than she was to herself. It happens. But the point is, we don't admit it. We don't say it as women, and we lie. And we lie to ourselves and we hold them responsible. I'm not talking about the freak off, because before a man can get you to freak off, you have to lose your self-esteem and your confidence in yourself. Quit playing with me. The freak off.
Quit playing with her. Quit playing with this woman. The hell? Told you, son. I told you I could pick a random spot. You see that shit. Don't even matter, bro. Can't even go wrong. We ain't go wrong yet. Do you know what I mean? She talking from a, you know what I'm saying? She covering grounds. You know what I mean? It's like we in a war. She on the sniping. She running around on boots on ground. He's swimming. Navy SEALs. She's doing a lot of work right now. She's covering a lot of ground, bro. Straight. So I give it up to her. Most definitely is making a lot of points. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thinking about Queen Shiba, her views. And it's a couple of good people viewpoints that I want to get into. You know what I mean? It's not just all people is this on this side or that side. I don't care about the side that anybody's on. I care about the side. It's about the viewpoint. It's about the mindset and how we can broaden each other's minds. That's what it's all about. Right? A lot of us need a paradigm shift. Our minds need a shift. Trust me. And we're going to do that for each other. Trust me. All right? Cool. Love Island. Love Island. Shout out to everybody in the chat. BJ in the building. Everybody, salute to everybody. Auntie Christy in the building. Salute to everybody. She's making some valid points, though. I just want to listen to her rock out real quick, man. Yeah, because I'm gonna bring on the channel and have a discussion. So I just want to listen to this. So we're gonna listen to some of these things so we know that what type of stuff we're gonna get into when we're talking about it. You know what I mean? And if y'all got some dope questions, y'all can, most definitely chime them in and ask her when she comes on the channel.
It's just the effect of the loss of self-esteem, the loss of self-love. That's King Kong. That's all I'm saying. Why are y'all saying welcome King Combs? Let me keep going. I'm a cook. Let me stay out the chat. Let me stay out the chat.
Stay out the chat, baby.
I'm gonna stay out the chat so I can keep going. When she was crying as a woman, and that's why today's video is titled A Woman's Perspective, I understand. But we have to take some level of responsibility, ladies, when we become baby mamas, when we get ourselves involved in threesomes in exchange for love. In exchange for love. in exchange for material things, in exchange for flights, in exchange for getting flued out, in exchange for purses and bags. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And if we don't start stepping to the plate, you're going to find yourself in a Handmaid's Tale. The way this presidential campaign, the way the way Donald is running shit. So we got to start stepping up and saying, you know what? I got it. I can take the lead. But hey, I'm not doing that with you no more. Because I don't want to. That's it. That's all. Not because I'm scared you're going to take a house. Take that motherfucker if you have to. Take it. So with Jane Doe, and she incited and she initiated physical violence. She initiated it, and she put a price on her worth. She put a price on her worth. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. Look, now hold on, Queen Shiba. Because when Diddy said, how much? What do I need to do to make this better? I didn't know you were feeling that way. I thought we both were into some kinky shit. But she got jealous when she found out that he was doing it with somebody else. It happens. How many of you're not worried about being a baby mama? You're not worried about living with him unmarried until you find out he's sleeping with somebody else. And yeah, you may fight and fuss and argue because I never thought you would what? Do this to me. After everything I've given you. After everything I've given you, you do this to her. You fly her out. You take her out to eat. You treat her better. And that was the point of contention in this situation, based on the evidence. But when she came to court, and I have to be fair, is when she truly said for the first time under oath how she's really felt. They asked her, how come you didn't say it before? She said, I wanted him to what? Read between the lines. We're all guilty of that as women. I want you to take me out. I want you to know when I have an attitude, I'm not happy. But for the first time in court, she expressed how she really felt emotionally, and he had to listen to her. But prior to that, and prior to Cassie's lawsuit coming, and I'm telling y'all what's happening in court, right? She didn't voice that. She said, I wanted him to read in between the lines. It wasn't that I had a problem with the freak offs. I didn't want to eat at Nobu. I wanted to go to Carbone's. Listen, I want to go to Carbone's now. Shit. Y'all think I'm lying. I'm going to Miami because I'm going to Carbone's. I took it up. I'm going. Let me try it. No, I'm serious. That was her first time expressing herself. You cannot wait as a woman to express yourself to a man. If you're not getting what you need, you got to speak on it. You got to stand on it. But let me tell you something my daddy told me. Don't say nothing if you are not willing to walk away. Because once a man sees that you don't have the heart and the spine to walk away, it's up from there. Aisha says, shit, me too, queen. We all going to Carbone's. I'm for real. All these restaurants that came out. Netta is messy. Netta said the spicy vodka rigatone is delicious, baby. I'm going to Carbone's. Trust and believe. She wanted to go to Carbone's.
It's Texas. Hey, baby. You heard the baby.
And every single one of them said I did it because I loved them. There's no shame. There's no harm in that. We all do stupid shit because we love somebody. The difference between Cassie and Jane Doe is Cassie did it longer. Cassie, I don't know. Cassie, her parents felt her, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Ooh.
Her parents set her up for failure.
Ooh.
Jane Doe was a grown woman when she met. I don't care, Linda. Linda said Carbone's equals the mafia. I don't care. I'm going to eat. Listen, Jane Doe was a full-fledged grown woman that made her choices. She stayed, but she's kind of still there. And until you're willing to let go of everything that's attached to him, including him paying for your home, you haven't learned your lesson.
And her lawyer.
You haven't learned your lesson. Another issue that I take up with as a woman from a woman's perspective is why in the hell is nobody, and I mean nobody, calling the police?
Bruh. You said bruh.
Why is nobody calling the police?
It could be a lot of reasons. It could be a lot of reasons of why people don't call police. Because some people will say it's victims, people are scared. Look at all the stuff that they're going through. So you always got to factor those things in because those could be possible. We not in the situation, so we just got to add that in, right? It's a possibility. You never know. But before anybody called any of those people, everybody calling civil lawyers and everybody suing and want money. You know what I'm saying? Not to say a victim don't want money, but to me, real victims want real justice. They want justice. They want the money too. You feel me? It's like a person, somebody, I was talking about it and then somebody said, nah, what are you talking about? If a person hits you with a car, you want your money, right? Okay, cool. But let's say the person hits you and drives off, right? What do you want? Yeah, you probably want some money, but you want justice. You want whoever's in that car, court, whoever with them, whatever, period. You want that done. Period. Besides money, you want some money too to be compensated, but you damn sure want some justice, right? And you don't want them people doing that no. You see what I'm saying? So that's how the, you know what I mean, the lines start to get muddied and that the line gets blurred. And this is what I think that, you know, even the jury saw, you know.
When something happens to you and somebody is forcing you to do something against your will, welcome to Chat with Cutie. We see you, Queen. We see you.
Just like Virgo said, look, they probably think that the police won't do nothing. So look, we got one instance, right? Boom, where Cassie never called the police, right? But one instance, she, I think after the hotel thing and all of that, something like that. I think it was after all of that. One of them instances where she was abused or something, right? And she went back to her home. I think the Comstock address, it was in New York, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right? And Kerry Morgan was there, her homegirl, right? Her friend, the white girl, she was there. And she seen the abuse or whatever she had. And then Kerry called police, right? She was like, nah. She called police. And police came and she was talking to them. They said, Cassie said she was talking to them. But when it came to the part of her to tell them who did it, this is where she stopped. And this is where the whole mini little investigation of what those cops came to the scene that Kerry called, it was all done. So we do know of one instance where Cassie was called, but Cassie wasn't the one that called them. And she was talking with them, but then when it came down to saying whoever it was, Cassie stopped there. You know what I mean? So you could be doing it because you're scared, you could be doing it because you love, and it's the psychological toxic thing you're dealing with. It's a lot of things in this thing, you know, it's a lot of things, but I think what was factored the most is that this is like a part of their relationship. And it's not like Diddy didn't want you to do this without him. See what I'm saying? So he's like a cuck and a trick or something like that, if you can say, but he wants you to do it with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's hiring somebody. He wants you to go over there, like how the case I just read with Destiny Kendon, how he's getting these girls, these is young girls, and he was wilding. But I'm just saying, you getting people and you trying to place ads and you got them going to do something to go get some money. This is something like, this is this man lifestyle, and this is what he like to do. So it's like mad. The whole line is like, the whole case is on a line that's blurry. It's like a blurred line. So no matter which way, it depends on how the jury's gonna fall on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think that the jury didn't see. And I also think that maybe the prosecution took very long on this case. I think that they took very long, too long, like 7-8 weeks to do this. I think that was way too long. Everybody began to get tired. Everyone there, content creator, everybody there began to get tired. I know the jury was tired. People was telling me that you're looking tired, all type of things. You know what I'm saying? Period. News people's tired, same old thing. They ain't want to go upstairs and go listen. You feel me? So you don't want to never have your case like that where it's getting like that. It's getting mad boring too. It's not about boring because this is about real life. But how you present a case is kind of like a movie, how you add the characters, how you do your plot or whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes a good show, the best show that you're watching, a Game of Thrones movie or show or whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes it. How you lay the thing out. Just your first season, it's your episode, homie. What's up? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, word, what's going on next? The dragons? Oh, cool. I'm signing up for season 2, homie. I'm trying to see dragons, homie. You know what I'm saying? One of them ones. So I don't know, bro, but it's a lot.
How come your daughters don't know to call the police? How come we're not having conversations with our daughters? You get your ass on 911. I don't give a damn about him. You come first. I'll take it from there. Nobody has called the police. But everybody knew to call a civil attorney to ask for millions and millions of dollars. So if this case is really about justice,
She said the same thing I
and
said.
if this case is really about helping other women to not be in these positions or be in this position as it relates to these men being predators, how come no woman has called the police? If you are really interested in making a movement, helping, identifying, standing on the behalf of victims, then baby girl, you got to call the police. You can't just take your check and go. It's a disservice. It's selfish. And only you benefit from that. And the cycle continues and continues and continues and continues.
Yo, that's powerful, man. As a woman, from a woman's perspective. You know what I mean? She said for you to just take your money and run and whatever, it's cool, but it's selfish. You know what I'm saying? When you're thinking about victims and potential victims all around the world. You know? It's crazy, bro. You know, her perspective on this is a deep perspective on the case. Not even gonna hold you. Facts of life.
Let's go. Let's go. Can we cook? We're going to run down Diddy's team. We're going to run down Diddy. I want to go 3 minutes on the team and maybe 5 minutes on Diddy. And listen, I'm going to open up the line. Listen to me.
Woman is a Buddha. I'm going to do 3 minutes on the team, 5 minutes on Diddy. What? This woman know her timing with the work? Chill, homie. Stop. This woman is a trained sniper SEAL. Stop. 3 minutes on the team, 5 minutes on Diddy. Well, let's go.
Me very closely. This is going to be your opportunity to call in and say what you need to say. I'm going to give you that. But listen, go ahead and write down your thoughts right now. If you just do bullet points, you going to cook. But if you come on and you're like, you're all over the place, it's going to be hard for us to follow you.
Guess which student has a better chance of getting into an
the block with another 2-piece super chat. We appreciate you, Jack. Prison. Too. But also, you need to call the police. Okay. Linda Gamble, she said, y'all better get on those likes. So let's go to Diddy's team. To my knowledge, and I could be wrong, everybody around Diddy is dependent on Diddy. Or most, let me not say everybody, most around Diddy is financially dependent on Diddy. Financially dependent on him. I have a problem with that. Get it how you get it. But if he's your primary source, if him being released from prison is the dominant thing in how you make your money, shame on you. Let me tell you why. Y'all should have been saying something to him. Diddy's team, KK, bodyguards. That's why I said there are no heroes in this story. None of them, including Jane Doe. Did you not witness it? You should have quit. You know how you teach lessons? By letting people lose you. It ain't no heroes. It ain't no clean hands. Start quitting on that motherfucker. Excuse my language. What you see, a high turnover is a blow to the ego. Say, wait a minute, don't nobody want to work for me. I'm gonna have to switch some stuff up. You ain't got to say a word. But none of y'all stepped in and had a talk. None of y'all stepped in and say, I love you, and this may cause me to lose my job. And I'm not talking about him firing you. I'm talking about you letting your own nuts hang as a man and saying, hey, bro. Hey, you can't do that in front of me. You can't do that in front of me. Now, either you going to fire me today or I'm going to quit or you going to have to change up real quick. Ain't nobody did that. Ain't nobody did that. And that's the crazy thing when people see, I don't want a bunch of yes men around me. I want some fuck that come to the table that got their own. Because let me tell you something about somebody that got their own. They're going to call it like they see it. And not only the ones that got their own, The ones that are healthy. The Rick Rosses, the Kanye West, and even the Jay-Z's don't serve him no good. Don't serve him no good. Because if you are involved allegedly in the same behavior, and let me just tell you, the freak-offs will continue whether he stays in jail or gets out of jail. How about that? Did you know that?
Mm.
The freak-offs will continue whether he remains behind bars or he's set free, because that's what they do. Did y'all know that?
Mm. So do you mean it on both parts, from Cassie and him? Think about this. Think about this. Because we only see Cassie like Cassie, but I think Cassie's more like Diddy, too. You become the people that you are around and with. And this person's in a relationship with this person, right? So Diddy is not like this, just some girl that Diddy's dealing with. No, she's in a relationship with Diddy, right? So you know people that you're in a relationship with. You with people that kind of match your energy. Whether she was young at the time, she probably caught on really fast, or whatever the case may be, right? But she likes to do these things too. So Queen is saying the freak offs still continue, whether or not with Diddy. Whether or not with Diddy. How do y'all feel about that? But if you feel like that about Diddy, what do you think about Cassie and that? Because I think that once you go actually to a certain level and a certain thing, you know, I think God can bring you back from anything. I do believe that. I believe God and Jesus can help you in any way. Nothing is nothing. You know what I mean? I believe God and Jesus can help you, you know, but it got to be serious. And I don't know. I don't know what y'all think, you know.
The freak-offs have been going on for quite some time. And I don't care if we preach from sun up to sundown, there's going to be another woman, there's going to be another young lady that's going to sign up for the cause. Period. So when people are around you that's dependent on your check and don't have enough guts and enough balls to say, bro, you need to shape up or ship out. Shape up or ship out. And there was a few, but they left quietly. They didn't address while they were leaving. So to me, y'all failed him. Y'all failed him. I would fire a few of you if I were him. And not saying that you are his responsibility, but if you that scared of me, I don't want you around me. It's not their responsibility, but if I can get some, because
look, you're not actually going to get anything done by
your child, yes, your little boy, yes, your little girl is going to be a freaking predator. I don't give a damn how much the pastor prays. You got to get them in counseling. And here's the outcome of that. It doesn't matter if the women consented, because Diddy, here's my problem with you. When they could no longer consent cognitively, coherently, you pushed them to finish strong anyway. You push them to finish strong anyway. That's a lack of humanity. That's a lack of connection. That's the lack of empathy. It ain't got nothing to do with consent. Some of you men, you only good for 5 minutes. You only good for 15 minutes. Some of you probably can go a hard 30 sexually in the bed. Let that woman jump on you with the flaccid penis and say, I want to go again. You're going to say, bruh, like y'all say, hold up.
Bruh.
Tell me I'm lying. You gonna say you doing too much.
Oh my God.
Man, let me wait. Let me catch my breath.
Bro.
Am I lying?
No.
He is a grown man. That's what I'm talking about. Let one of you men go have sexual relationships with your wife or your partner, and you're done. And she jumps on you and say, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I ain't got nothing left. I don't care. Finish strong. And Diddy, that's what you did from a woman's perspective. From a woman's perspective. That's what you did. So to me, it's not so much about the consent. It's about the humanity of it all. It's about the lack of protection. Even if she gave you her consent, you didn't protect in that room. You were selfish. Can't nobody go that long, but that's what you needed to get off. To me, that's a bit twisted. That's different. And I think we can all agree that's different. It ain't my type of vibe. Come on, bro. At some point, you got to humanize yourself and say, you know what? I own up to that. And maybe it was consensual, but fuck, I was irresponsible. I was dark. I didn't treat them right. And I wouldn't want nobody to do mine like that. Yeah. Can't nobody give you consent under the influence of ecstasy. So there was initial consent. Now, I didn't say this because I had to wait because I said, let me try to stay in the middle. But baby, let me tell you something. When your body collapses and you got to put somebody in a shower and they OD or anything like that, allegedly, you got to sit down. You're doing too much.
Chain of a lot, because that's what happened with Cassie. Allegedly, that's what she was. They say that she was with Dave, and this was Davis coming back at Cassie about, because they said something happened where she went to do a FO with Dave and Diddy, and then the next thing they did DHB or whatever. They did some trees and some liquor, and the next thing obviously she's in this FO, but the next thing she remembers is she's in the shower and she comes to, and Diddy and Dave is allegedly looking down over her like they done seen fucking Pat Swayze or some shit, Ghost or something. But then after that, she's allegedly put back into a FO. She's right back in the FO. Feel me? And that's something that Dave said it was in something like that. So that's one of the things that Dave, the escort, is pushing against. Clayton Howard is pushing against these elements. And this is part of his thing against Cassie. He said that's what prompted him to come out. But yeah, though, man, y'all got to let me know about this, man. Y'all get in the comments. All right, y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all thinking about this whole situation. I am going to finish this, all right? I am going to finish this, so make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Turn notification bells on and make sure you're notified so I'm dropping. All right? Make sure you're notified, man. Ooda. You already know we on go. Salute to everybody in the chat. I'll be back in a minute, though.
All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Ooda. Welcome to the Ooda. All my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Ooda. Welcome to the Ooda. All of my niggas insane. They tryna catch a mistake. Young niggas putting in pain. It in the game, all for the game. Niggas ain't playing for nothing. Went in school, letting it bang. My little nigga kill my little nigga. Full-time job not to kill niggas. Jump off the porch of the field, nigga. You was in the house, I'm a field nigga. No fuck boys around real niggas. Been a drug dealer since a little nigga, Sick of the kilo, they'll kill a nigga. Fuck how you feel, nigga. To get some kilos, I'll kill a nigga too. Throw that rock like I'm Montana. Good head, raise my antennas. G49, not San Fran. Beat the box with my bandana. Then I dip set like I'm Santana. I'm in UK like that Montana. She bring me money, you press her. You got a jug and finesse her. I give a dick that'll change her life. You leave her change on the dresser. Shorty, a wetty, a wetty. That pussy ready, get ready. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but I want the head for the Getty. She said she fuck with the Ooda. I tell her all my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats.